may be asking what a collision is, or rather a ColShape.
Well, this is actually a collision. A collision is an object the server uses to trigger various events. For instance, when a player enters a collision, an image could be displayed to them. Collisions have two event triggers. The first event is fired when any entity enters the collision, entity being a player, vehicle, etc. The second event is fired when an entity leaves the collision. These events can be triggered by any collision on the server, which is why we're going to talk about dynamic collisions. The idea behind using a dynamic collision is to assign various data to it. I personally use the set data, which allows you to specify a keyword for the collision. When I set this data on the collision, I can check what keyword my collision has when the event is fired, or even if the collision has that data at all. So if it does have that keyword, I can specify very specific methods that are attached to the collisions we create, which means we can attach all sorts of different functionality to a single collision. So instead of calling the collision events in various places across your script, try creating a collision handler that will handle all of your events. You can use the API call method to cross different files and call those methods from your handler. The handler is literally meant to handle anything that has to do with a collision. It's fast, optimized, and will save a lot of headache later down the line, especially if you have everything in one place. Also, you can store an entire instance of a class on a collision. I'm not going to get too into that, but for those of you who know anything about code, it's pretty amazing that you can store an entire instance of a class on a collision and access all of its data inside of that collision.